Hello, everyone. My name is Bradley Abert, and this presentation is for Business 339 at CSU Channel Islands Spring 2016. I have been assigned the vocabulary aging population. While an aging population can be of concern in many parts of the world, this presentation will focus on China specifically, and is it of special concern there, not just because of the dire statistical projections, which I will cover shortly, but also what factors contributed to this issue for China. And before I review the numbers and the reasons, I will answer what is an aging population and why should we care? What is an aging population? Well, an aging population is a national or regional population that over time gets older based on the average age of the populace in that given area. And we care about this for many reasons, including the obvious rising costs of healthcare for the elderly, but also for the context of this class, I will focus on business and economic expansion. The main concern with an aging population when it comes to business is the workforce. An aging workforce can have negative impacts on productivity as people drop out of the workforce when they get too old. A younger, more innovative, more productive workforce is better for emerging markets, not the opposite, which is the direction China is moving in an even higher rate than other nations. Also, a smaller workforce means wages go higher, and that makes China less competitive. And we will review the reasons for this higher rate of change in China coming up next. Well, what is causing the aging population in China? In general, we can say in most areas, not just China, aging population is fueled by longer life expectancy and lower birth rates. However, in China, there are special considerations we must make as this problem is worse there than in most other areas. The one child policy here comes into play. And the Chinese government started a policy in 1979 requiring couples from China's ethnic Han majority to have only one child. This law was eased slightly 2 years ago to allow more couples meeting certain criteria to have a second child, and again eased in late 2015 to allow even more couples to have two children. Therefore, this one child policy remained mostly unchanged for 36 years. And of course, this caused fertility rates among women to fall. As fertility rates fall, the balance of young and old shifts, and older adults start to make up a larger proportion of the population. The easing of this policy now to a two-child policy essentially will help slow the rate of aging in the population, but it will take a long time before it even starts to show. So now let's take a look at some of the numbers here when it comes to China's aging population. The top image shows from 1950 and projected out into the year 2100. As you can see, the median age in the 70s was around 19 to 20 years old. Currently, it is about 37 years old, and in the year 2100, it'll be about 51 years old. This shows a rapid increase in the median age. The lower left graphic shows the two population groups of ages 20 through 24 and age 65 plus from 2000 projected out until 2030. You can see on the right-hand side the population numbers in millions. From the year 2000 to 2030, the 65 plus segment goes from about 95 million to about 240 million, and the young segment, which is already falling, will go down to about 75 million. To get a better idea of how this looks when you consider the working age population, the bottom right image shows as the population rises, the workforce by percent of population declines. This certainly is a cause for concern, obviously. Are there any upsides to an aging population? Well, yes, just like in the US, an aging population means more spending on healthcare and products that older people utilize. A government report put out by China showed that 8% of Chinese consumption was for products and services for older people. It also states that by 2050, this proportion of the Chinese GDP will rise to about a third. That's a great opportunity for many businesses in those related fields. But of course, this is not nearly enough to mitigate the entire problem of an aging population. I wish to thank you for watching.